Hello and welcome to the Punk 5 Pop. I'm Punk 5, and today I wanted to talk about one of the biggest topics on the internet right now, the Ghost of Tsushima. Uh, I was on Twitter last night. Gods only know why I do that to myself. It's a terrible place full of terrible people. But I was scrolling through my feed and I came up on this article from CBR. Now, a lot of times I do not agree with CBR. Don't really care for a lot of the articles they put out, but, and I would show you this tweet, but they seem to have deleted it or something. Shocking. Because it was not going over well about this article. The Ghost of Tsushima's plot is incredible, but it's basically the Lone Ranger. And they were definitely getting ratioed on this about, well, duh, obviously the Ghost of Tsushima and old westerns have a lot in common because uh, anybody who loves old samurai movies will know of the man, the myth, the legend of Kurosawa, who was making amazing samurai movies somewhere back in the 50s. And those movies ended up inspiring so many westerns that people ended up loving, including The Lone Ranger. And initially, I was on board with everyone else saying, why would you write this article? Obviously, they go hand in hand. But I think what CBR was trying to do with this article, because as you see here, they actually mention the gameplay mode that was inspired by Japanese filmmaker Akira Kurosawa. Probably not saying that the best, but bear with me. The solitary figure rising up from death, seeming death, and taking vengeance or becoming the big hero and whatnot. And is very similar to what happens in some Kurosawa films and in The Lone Ranger. And this article overall, it struck me about how important it is that all the people who are complaining about, oh, some North American game developer came in and appropriated Japanese culture. That's how they sound to me. That's really what I'm hearing is just, yeah, meh, meh, meh. It's very annoying. But what CBR is pointing out here is that Japanese culture, in this piece of Japanese culture inspired Western culture to make similar movies, and then Western culture is going back and inspiring Japanese culture, and it's a real back and forth. And that is the essence of cultural exchange. That's how you learn and grow to accept each other. You can't just be like, no, this is my culture, that's your culture, they will never mix, it's wrong. I mean, just listen to how that sounded. That sounded so racist. Oh my god. Can't believe she had to point that out. Good lord. You'll need some help. But, again, I like what they're saying here about how Jin is going out inspiring other people with his vigilantism. Kind of like what you would see the Lone Ranger and Tonto do, is go out, appear from nowhere like a ghost, defend the innocent, defeat the bad guy. Like, right here is a pretty good line. While the stoic samurai's acquired companions are far different and less esoteric than Tonto, both he and the Lone Ranger are true champions of the people, delivering, their respective brands of justice as romanticized archetypes of the culture from which they come. And that is so true. And that's what's important. And what I I don't understand why people do not get what Sucker Punch was trying to do with this game. Ghost of Tsushima is really computer to behave. Ghost of Tsushima was a love letter to Japanese culture, to the ideal image of a samurai, the lone stoic warrior standing up for what's good and right, defending his nation from invaders, saving the innocent. That's, yes, that is what you get really in a Western. I mean, you could probably name almost any Western and it would be similar. The Lone Ranger, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars. You know, you go through and a lot of them have similarities to Kurosawa's films because they were inspired by Kurosawa, who gave the world this image of Japanese culture. So anybody who wants to complain about how Ghost of Tsushima is a Western developer appropriating Japanese culture really gotta take a step back from Twitter for a second and realize that, yes, we're appreciating their culture the same way they appreciate our culture. That's how you learn about each other and grow, is sharing artwork and stories. Because the idea of this mythic hero coming back from the ashes to save his people is such a central core, almost, to storytelling as a whole. It resonates so well, and it's something that cultures all over the world can relate to. So we can share that with each other and share our unique perspective of it. And that's definitely what Ghost of Tsushima does. Is gives you a glimpse into the ideal version of a samurai. Fighting, defending his people, writing poetry, making music, meditating, learning, growing. And I think we could all take a look at Ghost of Tsushima and learn a lot. Not just about Japanese culture and history, but life in general. So stop complaining. My God, please, just go play the game. You'll love it. Trust me. And just chill out. Okay? Gonna bring that down several levels, Twitter. Getting a little crazy out there. But that is just something I wanted to drop in and talk about real fast. If you liked the video, hit like. If you didn't like it, you can hit the downvote and just leave me a comment and say what you thought was good, what you thought was bad, if you thought I sucked, if you thought I was great. If I can see through these glasses, I can. It's awesome. But until the next time, I have been Punk5, and this has been Punk5 Pop.